All right, Model Rocks 321 here, back with another video. I have Matt Steele, and we're going to talk about FAI. Matt, can you explain FAI Rocketry?
Yeah, so FAI Rocketry is really the international class of model rockets, and that's what's used to compete worldwide. And so it has a subset of what we would normally consider model rockets. We have duration events, we have some altitude events, and then we have craftsmanship events. S7 is, and they all start with S for space modeling. It's called space modeling across the world, not model rocketry. Mm-hmm. And so it's a little bit different. We have some flavor in the NER and in the US for what we're doing, but it's a little bit more specialized. All the duration models have to be like 500 millimeters long. Yes. They have a diameter of 40 millimeters for at least half that length. And we fly parachute duration, streamer duration, and helicopter duration with those kind of models. And the reason they're that size and that big is even on A or half A models, they can perform so well that anything bigger or the smaller models you couldn't see, or they would just fly away too quick. So it's actually kind of an evolution. I mean, they're really kind of the Ferraris of the model rocket world when it's all said and done. Nice. And then they have an event that's radio-controlled rocket gliders on E-engines that you fly them on the way up and fly them down. We'll be flying that here on Sunday morning. And then the model I'm holding here is what we kind of call international TARC. And so I've got an egg in this section right here, and I'm going to fly it 3 times. And the goal is to get a 300-meter flight each flight and a 60-second flight. And as this is a test flight, I got 100 seconds, so I got some work to do to dial the model in. And then at the end, you open it up and check it, make sure that the egg's not broken. Mm-hmm. And then they also have a premier scale event with the models are typically 3-staged and drop stages and everything like that. And that's a pretty fantastic event as well.
Right on. All right, Matt, thank you.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Right. I found an R&D project that said that, and it's...
All right, Model Rocks 321 here at the FAI competition. Been doing a little timing. So you time these models, the helicopter rotor rock models, and you want to get the best times. These are like qualifying rounds. So things are going pretty cool. Just checking it out. You get a good time today?
No.
Uh-oh.
No, not a very good time today. No.
You got good on glider, but not on...
Not on helicopter, no.
Did you check this in?
Pardon?
You've checked it in, right? Paperwork's in?
Oh, no, shit, no.
Edit.
Mama.
1.
There you go, right there.
Very nice. No, it's a C. There's a really hot C out there.
The hottest half A on the field. The fact that you can see that at all is pretty incredible.
You got a little homing device on it?
I don't know.
Not on that one.
Now, does he have a record he's going after?
Yes, yes. So we're here with Brian.
Yes, sir.
All right, Brian's holding a very special rocket-powered glider, I assume.
Yes.
So can you explain?
Sure. So this glider is set up for a class called S8E, which is an E-boosted radio-controlled rocket glider. This one in particular is a model built by Armsword, which is called a Banff 2. Love this model. I just got back from Romania in October flying it at the World Championships. Took 8th place, I think. So yeah, now having a lot of fun. We're going to be flying these tomorrow. I was going to practice, but I forgot my batteries, so they're just sitting here.
Okay, sorry about that.
So yeah, just having a lot of fun.
Yes, how many years have you been involved with the hobby?
So I've been flying model rockets since I was 10.
Okay.
So over 2 decades now.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
So we're here in Arizona. Are you from Arizona? Or?
No, I live in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay, so you drove here?
Oh, flew
in to do this. You hear that, folks? Model Rocks 321 here with Brian from Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville.
Yeah.
There's a very special place there, right?
Yeah, Rocket City.
Yeah. There we go. So here's some of his other rockets for competitions and things like that. So yeah, Estes controller there. This is stuff that Rocketeers have. Model Rockets 321. Like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna keep on checking out some flights. So Brian has a twin. He has a brother.
Hi, Sean.
There's Sean, and you fly too. Both
I
of you
do.
guys launch.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm assuming that you guys started around the same time. Rockets in general, or
He started earlier.
okay.
He got into it, and the local club has a bunch of really, hardcore contest
Oh, for
flyers.
sure.
And so he got sucked in. And I was kind of like, I like flying rockets, but don't really want to do contest.
Yeah.
Now I do contest.
Yeah, you do them.
You
Yeah,
can't resist it too long, right?
for sure. Yeah. So what do you have? What did you bring? You gliders or you?
So my brother
Okay.
and I both flew
There we go.
helicopter models,
Nice. There we go.
or the Europeans more correctly classify them as gyrocopter, but same
Gyrocopter.
difference.
For sure.
Brian's
Very
flying
cool.
streamer duration this afternoon, and I'll be flying parachute duration tomorrow.
Okay. Did you get a good time today on your
I
helicopter?
did okay.
Oh, you did okay. Okay. Sure.
My brother got a max, which probably beats 2 of my flights
Wow.
combined.
Yeah. I think I saw him go
He was just way out.
way. Yeah. So he max. Okay.
Max time on that contest is 3 minutes, and
3
he
minutes
got over
and you-
3 minutes.
For sure. There you go.
Anything, including
Okay.
the ejection plug or wadding. For this event,
Oh, wow.
it's a DQ.
Even the wadding.
Even
So it
the
has to
wadding.
stay in.
Yes.
Oh, so you got to build these really special. I do rockets, but I
You
have
do an
never.
Ejection most of these things don't have water.
Oh, okay.
They have a plug that acts like a
Oh, for
piston.
sure. And it'll slide, but it'll
Yeah.
stay.
Well,
Or push
we
it
usually
forward.
just push them out.
Okay. Interesting.
By the way, I'm Mike.
Mike, nice to meet you. I'm here doing a video a little bit.
Okay, great.
Model Rockets 321. I got an Instagram and a YouTube for it.
Okay.
I know Matt. We go way back, and
Super.
some of the other guys. So
Good
I
to
heard
meet
you
you.
mention. Good to meet you too. I heard you mention you were launching all through middle school during your days.
Yeah.
Then we landed on the moon, and everybody stopped.
Except me.
Well, I wasn't born yet, but I got started, and
Yeah.
I ain't stopped yet. I started in the 80s. I was
Yeah.
a kid in the 80s.
Started through, and then I kept through college, and then
Oh, nice.
a little thing called medical school happened.
Oh, for sure.
Then a little thing called family happened.
But
And then when my oldest was old enough to start flying again,
here's the most
Start
important
flying again.
question:
yeah.
did you keep your collection from those days?
Most of them I donated to Matt Steele.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So
Yeah.
you kind of still got them.
Yeah.
So you were Centauri, Estes.
SD Century.
Who else was around? There's some other smaller guys.
MPC.
MPC. Yeah, I see those pop up.
Cox had the
yeah,
ready to
Cox,
flies.
for sure.
That's about it for me.
Okay.
I didn't scratch build a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love scale.
Yeah, I do too.
scale
That's my
stuff.
favorite.
What's your all-time favorite rocket? Scale. We'll go scale. Scale. Editor.
Saturn 5.
Oh, Saturn 5. Okay.
Saturn
I'm Little
5.
Joe 2
I-
and Little Joe 1. Those two.
Little Joe 2 is probably my number 2,
Okay.
but Saturn 5 only because I've spent years working on them. I love them.
I'm building one right now. I'm building the Estes. I never built. I had built everything else pretty much. Not the 1B. I had those in boxes. I'm building Saturn 5 right now. What motor do you recommend? Do you like it stock? How the D12.3? I'm scared of that.
I've never built an SD Saturn 5. I've only scratch built one.
Oh wow. Okay.
And mine had a D12 and 4 C6s
Oh, for sure.
in the first stage.
For sure. Nice.
And C11 in the second stage.
See you.
And a half
So
A in
you
the third
staged.
stage.
You did
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a madman.
Yeah.
Good.
I
Oh,
did
that
it,
is-
and I did it in Poland at
Wow.
the World Championships.
Oh, for sure.
I got a qualified flight.
And it worked all. Okay.
I
everything
got
good.
video.
Oh,
to
for
prove.
sure. So you got this everything staged, parachute, staged off parachutes, and
Stage
everything
parachute,
coming
stage
down.
parachute.
Electronics?
Yes.
Electronic. Wow. You still had the model?
Parts of it.
Parts. Okay.
Because I flew it again. I gotta work.
Oh, okay. So Terrell.
Yeah.
How long you been doing rockets, man?
Since 1977, off and on.
77.
Produced by a great grade school or junior high school science teacher back then,
Oh, for sure.
and the late John Franz. And then I did them. I loved model airplanes too, but I was more successful not having any adult mentors with model rockets as a kid. So I stuck with rockets,
For sure.
and I've had a blast with it.
Right. No pun intended, right?
So today I'm trying out a new
Oh, yeah.
technique here, which is restraining a launch piston.
Okay.
typically in American or NAR competition here, we just let our piston fly free, a floating head, and we get awesome performance out of it. They changed new rules for international, so we have to restrain the piston. So I've got a telescoping system here, and the little leash to keep things from flying free. Keeps everything attached and in the tower, and it's worked good so far.
Oh,
So
pretty cool. Pretty
this
cool.
is my first day trying this, so I'm happy.
Right on.
Yeah.
So you've been doing the competition flying for a little while now?
Yeah, I started competition in 2006. Matt Steele hosted the National Association of Rocketry's annual meet here in Phoenix in 2006. That was my first big contest. I'd done a couple club launches before, but and got hooked. Got hooked because some friends of mine we were flying for fun, and we started having off-the-cuff contests with Estes kits.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, well, who can make a Estes Fat Boy fly longer for duration? And the loser had to buy beer and pizza after. So, I didn't like having to buy for all the guys all the time. And as I say, it went
so you
off
kind of
from
got it down. Yeah. So you got your competition.
Having
That's
a
cool.
blast with it.
It's cool. I like all the aspects of rocketry.
Yeah.
I do mostly sport and some scale stuff. On my own. No
love
competition
sport.
or nothing. But yeah, it's just cool. It's interesting. I mean,
I like two-stage rockets. I like.
Oh, you like two-stage? Yeah.
and some
Oh, those
clusters.
are cool too.
Two-stage and cluster, I like
Same
those
here.
a lot.
Right on.
I play with a lot of those self-designed stuff and kids
Nice.
too.
Yeah, I've been moving into the onboard video. I have some clusters coming up. I mean, two-stage coming up. Launch my Omega again. I'm gonna do onboard video with
I
that.
got the clone of the Omega.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's a
finished
clone
yet.
too. Yeah, it's a clone. It's all done. I flew it a few times. SSS, when you think you remember out
That
there.
was a dream model when I was a kid. To be
Oh,
able to
for
afford the
sure,
Omega or the
yeah.
Citation Patriot, those are kind of the
Cannon
high
Rock.
dollar ones.
Yeah, they had the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, the Citation. Yeah, Citation's around. It's a classic.
Yeah.
All classics. Yeah, man.
I'm about to head out to the
Oh yeah,
tower.
for sure.
Good to meet you.
For sure. Good to meet you.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Am I hitting down arrow or what?
Really long blades or what?
Yeah.
The problem with really long blades is if you're going to make them out of balsa wood, which everybody does, they warp.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Well,
you
that's-
think you're going to have this precise angle of attack
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole way out,
No,
and you don't.
Figured that out for sure.
So
I guess as far as the length goes, then what's-
more is better
right.
until you can't control the angle of attack.
W coming off of the rail. 3, 2, 1, 0.
There we go. Nice.
Good. Here because my field in Salt Lake City is at 4,400 feet.
Oh, okay.
And so they automatically fly higher.
And
Good.
140.
Yeah, like I say, I expected it to be
Yeah.
low, so. Okay.
Good. Oh yeah, for sure.
And then I have the Gerald competition altimeter in it as well.
Okay.
So it
Nice.
that way it's important that I get the data because I'm really just looking to collect the data. So if I have 2 altimeters on board,
Mm-hmm.
in case one messes up, it's not a problem.
For sure.
So.
So you got it on
it's
your
a
phone.
problem if you lose the
Oh, yeah.
model.
Yeah.
Come on, hook up and download. Being fussy.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like it landed soft.
Yeah, this
and,
is it
chances
is
of
nice.
breaking- chances of breaking the egg.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
So are there specs with the diameter and width and all of that, motor, all that?
Yeah, well,
that you have,
what
parameters you have to follow?
for this one, there are no specs. You
Oh,
can
okay.
use any motor
Okay.
and any recovery system,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean the only requirement is that it has to be get the time and
Yeah.
get the duration.
Okay.
So the beauty of that is it doesn't really matter what motors. You don't need special motors for it.
Yeah.
You don't need to make specialized airframes. You know, everything is basically, you know, kind of off the shelf. And this event doesn't require so much of high-tech materials or the lightest weight of anything. What you really need to do is design for robustness, because you're going to fly this model probably 10 or 12 or maybe even 15 times.
Oh yeah.
And so what you want is something that will take a beating, come back and fly and fly and fly repeatedly. So the altimeter is not hooking up right now. So we'll pick it up and get going. So one of the things that I did that I'm testing on this one is for the North Coast kits, and on this model before, it was all real good, and I have through-the-wall fins and the slotted centering rings.
Sure.
But the fins would sometimes still pop off and come out, and you know, at the fillet they would break off. So this one, I'm actually testing a new design where I actually have a slot in the fin.
Okay.
And then the fin engages in the slot in the tube, and then in the back I have a coupler that engages with a slot in the back.
Yes.
And so you can't quite see it, but what it does, and then the centering ring goes inside the coupler, so that it is much more secure. And my goal is to try and develop something that doesn't pop the fins off.
Right.
And if it works, then I'm going to incorporate it in the North Coast kits as well, because that's one of the things that, you know, have come up over the years, is the through-the-wall fins is thick, but it doesn't protect on impact, you know, as much. And so, you know, and for this model, I want it to fly repeatedly over and over again, and I don't want to be repairing the fins, or I even lost a fin one of the times when it landed, you know, like that. Don't want that. So so that's part of the reason for this model and testing it out, is to see if I can keep the fins on. And like I say, if it works really well, I've ordered the parts. And I'm going to expand it to all my North Coast kits.
Nice. Nice. Very good.
On the back end of this.
Oh yeah.
So the egg is up in here.
Okay.
Okay. And then what I have is, here's one altimeter, and then the other altimeter's in that compartment. And I'll take it back. That one's got a little one, and it'll get to the computer, and I'll read it as well.
Right. It'll link to it. It didn't link with the phone right now, but the data is captured.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it actually linked, and then it didn't download. So I think it's just being fussy, but I'll go do that for that. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Real neat. All right, guys. Model Rocks 321 here. This is an interesting place. A good friend of mine by the name of Gerald, I used to launch rockets with, is actually flying radio control airplanes. He races planes, and I decided to stop by and see how he was doing. So we're going to take a look. Here's a couple of his planes right here. So this is kind of a special treat for the rocket guys. So there's the runway they are racing out here today, different classes. He was just telling me, totally different world from the rockets, but it's pretty cool. So we're gonna see some planes flying here in a minute. Battery is getting low, so hopefully we can get Gerald on here. Cool. So how many more races you got? You got more coming up today?
One more race after it.
Okay.
So after I just finished flying my gold plane, so this goes about 165, 175 miles an hour. Finished second place, no cut, so I was outside the 700-foot pylon, so make sure to fly around that. Plane was flying good, and I nailed my landing. We got probably 15-mile-an-hour winds. But used a lot of left rudder to make sure I didn't hurt the plane on landing.
There you
then
go.
After I'm done flying, I have to do like kind of a checkdown procedure. So these motors are 4-cycle power, so actually it puts pressure in the fuel tank. So if you get in close, you'll hear it releasing pressure. 5, 4, 3, and that just releases pressure. That puts about, I think, 9 to 10 psi in the tank, so it swells it up. But that's how it keeps fuel into the engine.
Very cool.
So I check for, I have to go in and refuel the plane, but then because it's a glow fuel engine, I have to check to make sure my glow plug is still good. And it is. Okay, so that's good. Wow. Because the last round before it, I actually burned out the glow plug. So now I'm just going to go in and refuel it, and I'll be ready for the final round, and hopefully I get some hardware for today.
Okay, nice.
But that's a fun, good community, very competitive, a lot of really good pilots. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to do this.
Yeah, so you won recently.
I
I
did.
saw on your social media you won.
Yeah, I won the last most recent eliminator race, which is in Chino Hills, California, and that's like drag racing style bracketing. So
Wow.
I actually took first place in silver, so with my silver plane, and then for this series, which is RC Pro, I actually won the gold and silver series champion. So I had the most points throughout the entire season.
Very cool.
Very competitive, but a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
this is
A lot of great
skills, man.
A lot of great camaraderie, a lot of friends, and
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So some of these people, so you see some of these same people they travel around.
yep, they travel around
For
too.
sure.
I probably come the furthest coming from San Francisco, but it's a hobby I really enjoy and fun to watch our rocket friends just.
I was
run
going to
across the
say
way.
that because we are, on Model Rockets 321. We met doing rockets.
we met
I
doing-
found out you were here.
doing
And, but
rockets.
rockets, you excelled quite well. You,
Yeah,
you certified.
I fly.
Tell
a lot,
'em.
I fly some. I do some model, mid, and high power rockets.
Yeah,
so
you're level 3.
level 3 certified, and actually I can certify others. So
Yeah.
on the NAR or triple.
Wow, that's
so enjoy to kind of pay it forward and help others as they want
For
to get into
sure.
their high power rocketry career side.
There
of
you
things.
go. So y'all hearing it right here from Gerald. This is Model Rockets 321, but I had to stop by to check out the airplane stuff. If it flies, I'm into it. So I had
Yep,
to check
not as
them
fast
out.
as a rocket, but it'll do.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's cool. It's cool. Be sure to visit the Model Rockets 321 Space Shop for logo tees, mugs, and other space-related merchandise.